Casey Thompson. All right, let me give you a little backstory. Casey Thompson is now getting his 7th season of college football. I got to be real, man. What's going on? But before we crucify this kid, Cam Rising is playing in his 7th season too. He just has chosen to be at one place. So do you give him credit for staying at one place, but he's still playing his 7th season? Or are we going to crucify Casey Thompson for transferring around to how many schools? 1, 2, 3, 4th school. Now, let me give you some insight and backstory because I have personal backstory and insight. I've had this cat up at Indy. I tried to recruit him to Indy along with Cam Rising. I recruited both of them, and I didn't give a fuck. I was trying to bring both of them to Indy at the same time when they both entered the portal leaving Texas. Both quarterbacks were at Texas at the same time, 2018. I recruited both of them, and I knew Cam personally. He's a California native. I've got really good connections with his whole family. Cam and I have a really good relationship. We had a good one built during the recruiting process. Casey, I had a relationship with him and his mother due to one of our best players was being his one of his lifelong friends and teammates in Oklahoma City in high school. So it makes sense that Casey's going back home to Norman. He's from Oklahoma City. He's going back to Norman. And then obviously Cam Rising's in Utah, but he's a West Coaster from the Valley here in California. So I tried to bring both of them to Indy. This is why I didn't get them. And I think I would have got one or if not two. They entered and went to a school, right? They chose to go to a university and had to wait through the appeal process at that time with the NCAA. So the NCAA did not grant Cam Rising an appeal. So I'm like, Cam, come play with me, JUCO 1 year, and you don't have to sit out. He chose to sit out at the 4-year level and learn the system and played at Utah the very next year. Wish he would have came and just played a year with us. That 18 year, we'd have probably been a lot better than going through 5 quarterbacks because I lost 4 different ones in injury. So he's in his 7th year. Casey Thompson's in his 7th year. Where are you at with this? When is enough? I guess my question and is Casey gonna start at Oklahoma? I'm trying to figure this out because if he does, then Oklahoma didn't do a really good job in the recruiting process at quarterback. Casey's a good player. He was a good player. So is Cam. But I think 7 years in this business, that's 2 cycles of freshmen.
It's a lot.
That I hope, right? If I just went through 2 cycles.
That is wild.
Allen's in tune with all this. He said he might start. I'm bringing the pressure on that motherfucker every goddamn time. I mean, this cat's 27 years old. He's not 27, but I'm just saying he's got to be what? What are they, 24?
23, 20, in that range probably. I mean, listen, I'm going to bring it from another angle. What's the rush in going into the real world? Most players I know who have to transition, including myself, whether it was because of injury, whether it was because just you graduated or whatever the case may be, that first year is usually tough, just trying to figure out what you want to do, what the situation is. So, I mean, what's the rush? Even if this guy isn't going to the league, which it sounds like he probably ain't, maybe, I don't know. It sounds like he's not, you transferred 4 times, you ain't balling like that. So, what's the rush? You're getting paid probably good money, I'm assuming, at these big schools from NIL, more money than you might get at your first job out of college, because your first job out of college, you're usually making like 50 stacks or something. You ain't really making no real money like that. So it's like, what's the rush when these guys are getting paid, 6-figure deals now to play the game that they love, a childhood game? I saw D. Jones said wasting time. I hear you. You could look at it that way. When I've looked at my life in a way of where I was like, you know what, I got injured. It was sad at the time. But in hindsight, I felt like it was a blessing because I got a chance to dive into my career and get where I'm at now. But everyone's situation is different. Everyone's story is different. So we all love the game. If you can play the game longer and get paid like good money, who am I to tell you to stop playing if they're allowing it? Be mad at the system for allowing it. Don't be mad at the player for maximizing his time spent there. What if he goes out here and balls the hell out of nowhere in his last year? And now he actually gets drafted in the 5th round or something. Well, we're going to be looking at like, that was a smart decision. It works. So, and then worst case scenario, it don't work. You're back home anyway. You know what I'm saying? Right down the street. Family can come to the game, I'm assuming, friends, things like that. And you end your career right at the crib. Like, I don't like the transferring 4-time part. I definitely don't like that because, like, bro, at some point you got to commit to something. You can't commit to anything right now. But the more I think about the 7 years, it's like, well, shit, if they're going to pay me and I get to play the game I love, why not?
I don't know. It sets a bad precedent, in my opinion, recruiting high school and junior college players that are 18, 19, 20. To me, you're even telling them we're going to go with this older kid, which will either stir a kid away, make him transfer. So now you've created more transfers with your younger quarterbacks who now at Oklahoma, I bet you there's a younger quarterback probably going to transfer. And then you've taken away a scholarship for someone else with a 25-year-old kid who probably has no opportunity in the NFL. I hope he does, but I just don't see a 25-year-old getting drafted at 26 years old who's been in 4 places. To me, it's just a reach. Like, we're reaching for something that's not there. And I just don't. At a certain time, dog, your corner has to say, look, man, like, you could be in the CFL. 25 should be – there's old quarterback. 25 in the CFL is old now. And you can go make $300,000-$400,000 as a quarterback in the CFL, American dollars, $300,000-$400,000 a year in the CFL to play quarterback.
Yeah, and you got the UFL now, the USFL and the XFL is combined, and it's gonna be a UFL this year. So there are other options that you could do. But I don't know, like, maybe he just likes college. I don't know. It's not a bad. College is one of the best times of my life. I'll say that. Especially if you're on a full ride like I was. Everything's taken care of. Being a boy from the hood. I don't know this cat's background or story or his parents' money, but being a guy from the hood who grew up on food stamps and Section 8 type situations and kicked out, when you can go to college and have everything taken care of. And of course, there's certain things that I'm like they should have been better at, of course. But I go at the morning breakfast check. Lunch, I got my meal swipe, Chick-fil-A. We got Chick-fil-A right on camera. I give me a chicken sandwich, waffle fry, lemonade, boom. All right. Dinner. We got, dinner check, or you eat together with the team. I got my stir-fry meal, I got my chicken, my broccoli, my mashed potatoes, boom, free. If I'm still thirsty at night, I go down a little store, a little pop-up shop, Gatorade, chips, like all that for free. I got a nice little, nice crib. After my first 2 years, we moved off campus, had a badass 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, you know what I'm saying? Apartment, brand new, got the pool outside, summer parties, basketball court. You got all the good looking, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot. I'm saying it's a plus side to college. And then now you're getting paid bread.
Smitty, I got to be honest. College, the plus side to your point to college plus side is like, gives me like some pedo ass vibes.
Damn.
You want to hold? I'm at the dorm with a 18-year-old. Come on, man.
Why you keep saying 27? He's 22. He's 22, 23.
College, and this fucking 26-year-old quarterback is in the dorm partying? I got a problem, homie. Real shit. Ty Bassett. He says you don't make shit in the CFL. Less than $50K. No, you're a fucking idiot, and I don't know who told you that. So I got 2 players right now making over $300K, and I got a great friend who's been on the show, who's the head coach in Edmonton. What are you fucking talking about? Stop talking like you know shit. God damn. If you're a legit player, you can make $400K in the CFL, and it makes more than the XFL and the fucking other one, by the way. So less than $50K. Get out of here. The league minimum is $60K. All right.
Yeah, I mean, if I stay that long, I'm gonna make sure I'm maximizing myself though. Like, I'm gonna make sure I'm getting like my masters. I'm gonna make sure I'm getting everything I can out of NCAA. I'm getting as much NIL money as I can. I'm getting my bachelor's. I'm getting my master's. I'm making sure that once this shit is over, I've taken everything I possibly could take, because NCAA for so long has been taking everything from us players. So, make sure. I hope he's playing this thing smart at least, and he's not focused just on football, because there's so many benefits, and I could even argue more benefits outside of just the football part of it, that oftentimes us players, we're so focused on football that we don't even have a chance to explore everything else that college or university has to offer when it comes to career building and opportunities and resources and things like that. So I pray that anybody who's staying in college for 6, 7, 8 years, they're truly maximizing their full experience and connections and things of that nature to prepare themselves for life after football. Because at some point, football does end, whether it's right after this year, whether you go to CFL for a couple years, or even you go to NFL for a couple years. The average length of time in NFL was 2 to 3 years anyway. So you're not even there for a long time anyway. So regardless, you got to prepare yourself for a regular life.
I just wish I had a cat. I wish I could be in the corner of some of these dudes, because I'd be telling like Casey, like, look, dog, you're a household name to in your area, in your local area. Let's start coaching or something. Let's start doing something that you can start really growing. Because, dog, at 25, 26, here's the problem. We have so many cats that are playing until 26, 27, where back when these coaches, the Belichicks of the world and the Sabans and all these guys, they were GAing already at 22, 23 when their career was like, all right, I'm not going to make it. Let's get into GAing. And I got in as a GA, and I started coaching. These guys are going to be 30.
Yeah.
And then they're going to say, I want to coach. And I'm like, 30's too old, dog. You missed the window. Life is fast, homie. That's all I'm saying in this thing. Life goes like this, and you're going to be turning around like, fuck, I should have GA'd. Like,